Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I'm Christine. I'm glad you're here. Let's talk about money. That's the title of the opportunity call I'm going to react to. Let's talk about babies first though. There will be a lot of babies, a lot of diaper poopers in this video. It means there will also be a good amount of blurring because I do not want to show children on this channel because they cannot consent to being shown on social media. It is an opportunity call from somebody who is an SED in the multi-level marketing company Monat, Senior Executive Director. At least the person was. Take all of those ranks with a grain of salt because Monat has lost so many of its distributors. A lot of the SEDs, the Senior Executive Directors, have also lost their rank. But this is somebody who is considered a success story in Monat, and she is pushing her baby, and somebody else is pushing their baby on us like it's nobody's business, which I think is quite on brand for this call. But in all honesty, it is, I think, the target group of this opportunity call. Mothers, to show them that the business opportunity, you join Monat, is awesome, especially if you have children at home, because you can work from home and you can multitask and you can be a boss babe also when you have kids. I do believe that that is the target audience here, so let's keep an eye out for that.
Who's not sure what he wants to do. But you know what? If I can do this business with my babies, that's the business that I want to do, right? I don't want to leave them. I don't want to hand my babies to someone else. So we've got this dude who's not sure what he wants to do, but he's going to join us for our call because that's how we do it. Anyways, you guys, I'm Ivy, and I'm so glad that you're here. When you join this team, you guys, you are joining whoever gave you this link as well as me. And this business is beautiful. It can weave in and out of your life. I will tell you quickly, and we'll pass it over to Jess or Amanda, who's everyone's ready. But we had no money. Okay, we thought we were fine. We had $87,000 worth of debt. I had a student loan. I had a car payment that wasn't that great. My car wasn't that great. It wasn't that safe for my kids. Every time I would pull out of our road right here, my car would stall, and it started to freak us out having kids in the car. Things like that were happening in our life. Okay, our other car was breaking down all the time, but we were trying to get out of debt, so we didn't want to buy another car and have another car payment. And there was just so many things that this business could fix for me, but part of me was kind of in disbelief that it was possible. I didn't think it was real. I just questioned it, but then I started to see all these other women, and maybe you guys on this call, you can relate and you can see this. I saw this girl paying off her house, and then I saw this girl buying a houseboat cash, and then I saw this girl paying for her all of her landscaping for her brand new house, and then I saw this girl's husband leaving his job, and then I saw this girl's husband leaving his job. I literally just got goosebumps. And then I saw this girl's husband leaving his job, and all these things were happening, and I was like, okay, maybe some of them are lying, maybe some of them are exaggerating, you know, this is direct sales, it's not real, right? They're all just trying to like brainwash me. This is what I thought, okay? But then I kept seeing it with Monat, and I'm like, okay, something's different here. The way these people are, what they're doing, how much they're giving back to the community. These moms, all these moms are living the mom life that I want to live. They've got 4+ kids, and they're all homeschooling their kids. They're affording the things that they want to afford. They live where they want to live. Like, they're spending a lot of time with their extended family. They're on vacations. They're doing all of these things that I wanted. And I started to watch them, you guys. And to make a long story short, I finally jumped in. I was scared. I was still in debt, so I didn't know if I wanted to spend the money on that product pack, just like a lot of you. I'll tell you right now, okay, my check last month was more than we have made probably in our adult life ever until joining Monat, you guys. My check last month, and it's so crazy to me looking back, and I was like, oh my gosh, $199. I was worried about $199. And now, you guys, we spend that at the grocery store and don't even blink, okay? We buy the things that we need to buy for our families, and we don't even worry about it. And you've got to jump in, okay? I was scared just like you. I was nervous, but the money is what truly, truly, truly changed our family's life.
I might just blur out the entire picture, honestly, because her baby is moving around. She's moving her baby around, and the child is almost half naked now. And we all know that that can have not so great implications on social media or on YouTube, because you attract people you don't necessarily want to attract if you get midgets, so I might just blur this out entirely. If you wonder what's going on there, that's what's happening. I find it rather interesting because I reacted to somebody who was in her downline not too long ago, and the person actually sent me that call, that they're pretty much telling you the same stuff over and over again. I saw on social media what other people were doing. I thought it was a scam. Maybe some are exaggerating the opportunity, but this person was able to bring her husband home. This person was able to bring her husband home. This person was able to pay off their car. This person was able to pay off the debt. They had the landscaping for their house down just with their Monat money. And I saw that on social media. Social media is a highlight reel. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It is not reality. The people that she was watching are people that are considered success stories in Monat. She signed up with Krista Parney, Salvage Soul. So somebody who was actually successful in this business. They're always picking out the success stories to tell you it is not a scam, but they're leaving out the majority of people in Monat who are not able to make any return on their investment and who end up in debt and who are not able to make a livable income when they join the company. They're always highlighting the success stories in Monat to show on opportunity calls or on team calls or on social media what is doable, but not what is probable. And that's why I am here to tell you that these people are pretty much professional inflators of the Monat business opportunity while they're downplaying the risks attached. I'm here to tell you that Monat is not a great opportunity just because the same people are able to make a substantial income off of the backs of others that join Monat in the hopes of making money in the company as well. According to Monat's own documentation, over 99% of the people in the company are not able to make a substantial income, and most people will end up in debt because they have more expenses than they make back. Only 0.32% of the market partners in the company make somewhat of a livable income. The rest doesn't. And even worse, they will end up in debt. 91% of the people at the lowest rank who make an annual median income of $34. If they've only spent money on a product pack that year, they have already lost money. Monat distributors are being taught to lead with the success stories and to inflate the potential of what is possible, but not really to talk about what is probable. The success stories in Monat, whether you have that yourself or you're being taught to lead with your upline or your upline's success, is something that is so typical in this company, but the actual success stories are far and few. And Monat's income disclosure statement that hasn't been mentioned so far, despite the income claims we have heard so far, shows that beautifully. This is not an installment part 300 of the Fast and Furious Cadillac edition in Florida. Most people in Monat are not able to make money, period.
I'll say really quick and then I'll pass it on to Jess, is that the very first few paychecks I got, I was really surprised. I didn't really know what I was doing. No one knows what they're doing when they start, okay? I didn't know what I was doing, and the first couple checks I was like, oh, well, that's more than I thought. Okay, I'm gonna put that on my card. And then the next check came and I was like, oh, all right, I'm gonna put that on my car too. And the next check came and the next check came, and we kept putting it on the car, you guys. And the next thing we knew, a month or two later, we had our car paid off. And then we had my student loan paid off. And then we had our business debt paid off. And it literally just snowballed like that. Let me make sure I get everyone admitted in here. It just snowballed like that, you guys.
Did you know that in Germany a pyramid scheme is actually referred to as a snowball system? Schneeballsystem. That's ironic. I love that. That she's mentioning the snowballing. Yeah, you're snowballing. We know it.
And it still to this day blows my mind thinking back to the pre-Monty Ivy and all the things that I was scared of. And now all the things that I have because of this business, my husband, his freedom, his chance to take care of his health. You know, we never have promised days with our family. And I have been thinking so much about my husband and just the time that we've got back with him, with his best self because of this business. The time he's got to work out, the time that he gets with our children. He literally just took our middle daughter to the grocery store. He could never do that before. He was always traveling for work.
Ivy, the woman who's opening this call, who's pretty much the upline of everybody on this call, she worked as an influencer before. She now has 150,000 followers on Instagram, And she was able to make a good amount of money because of her following before she joined Monat. So that is an obvious advantage. She also joined a couple of years ago, and the people that join now that have a handful of followers on their social media, they will not be set up for the same success. They don't have the same advantage she did. But I think it is very typical, and I've said it before, and I still believe that this call is aimed at potentially mothers who also want to stay at home with their children. She was able to do that before because she was working as an influencer and she had sponsorships also connected to her children on her Instagram. She was able to make money from home before, and the substantial following for sure helped her to rise in the ranks in Monat quickly. Most people, most mothers who are being targeted here do not have that advantage.
So I'm going to pass this off to Jess. I'm going to feed this little dude and I'll pop back in, but it's completely changed me and my family's life, you guys. And everyone does it scared. I don't know anyone that's jumped into this business not scared.
Why does everyone who does Monat have to be scared? That's a narrative we hear so much. I would say that is rather concerning or nervous if you start a new job, if you go a new career route. Yeah, of course. But if you're not nervous, if you're not fearful, if you're not afraid, then you're not doing it right. What is that narrative? It would be so exhausting if you were scared every single day when you do Monat because you're fearful of what you have to do, because you realize that something's sketchy, the tasks are not for you, might make a fool of yourself on social media. You have to reach out to people and shove the opportunity and also the products down people's throats, whether they want to or not. That is worrisome. I would say that's a red flag and not a flex. Everybody was scared before they joined Monat. You don't need to be scared of a legitimate job, but I guess you need to be scared of Monat.
Jess, you look calm and ready, so I'm going to add you.
Hey, you guys. Oh, am I unmuted? I'm unmuted. I'm the only one without a baby. That could change at any second because I have 5 children. And luckily, my man is home with us as well now. But anyway, let me go back. So I was a midwife before. Did I mute myself? Oh, no, I'm good. I was a midwife before, and that's like I went to university. I studied. My whole trajectory for my life was around serving women in birth. Not even remotely close to being on my radar was changing my whole life to pivot to sell shampoo. Like I thought that it sounds so arrogant to say it now, but I thought that I was too good to sell shampoo.
You are too
There
good.
was also really a part of me that felt like I wasn't good enough, like that I couldn't do what I saw these other women doing.
You are too good to sell shampoo. You are too good to join Monat. I'm just putting it out there. In Monat, you're also not really selling shampoo, you're there to recruit. And yes, every single individual on planet Earth is too good to join Monat. This is somebody who was a midwife. She worked as a midwife and she was actually able to help women and she got paid for it. And now she joined Monat and she pretends that she is able to help women because ultimately she needs to do that so that she can help herself make some sort of income. That is really upsetting to see. There are lots of careers of people who did really, really cool things actually serving women, and now they go the scammer route and they pretend that they help women as well. And that couldn't be further from the truth.
Anyway, someone actually messaged me after I had my 3rd baby. I had really severe postpartum hair loss. You can go and check my page and see I literally had golf ball size chunks of hair that just had fallen out. And they said, have you heard of Monat? And I Googled it. I'm in Australia, so it wasn't in Australia at that time. And I actually tried to get my hands on some. No one would send it to me. Now I understand why, because you really need that kind of like personal connection with someone to go on this journey with.
No, you don't need somebody with a personal connection to get on this journey. You need to buy from a market partner, otherwise you will not be able to get your hands on the products. And if Monat doesn't operate in the country where you're located, you won't be able to buy. That's it.
And I started watching Ivy, and I remember when Ivy took her extensions out, like I remember seeing that, and I remember thinking like, she's doing something different with her hair, and like her hair just started changing. So I was definitely interested in trying the products. Like I saw enough proof to know that these products worked.
Quick question before she tells us why the products worked potentially. Her upline, Ivy, the woman that opened the call, she wore extensions. She took those extensions out and then she was able to see her hair transformation. Why do you wear extensions when you are in Monat? Nothing wrong if you want to wear extensions, but if you're pitching best shampoo on planet Earth from Monat, according to the distributors themselves, to potential customers and to potential market partners, you shouldn't be wearing extensions. I hope she made people aware that she's wearing extensions or that she was wearing extensions, because that would be a false advertisement. You would really misrepresent the ability how to grow your hair when you wear extensions. I mean, not that I haven't seen that before and not that I haven't reacted to posts before where people did exactly that. But once again, why do you have your hair up in a bun? Why do you hide it under a hat? And why do you wear extensions if you allegedly sell the best shampoo of the universe?
I was 39 weeks pregnant with Dorothy, who's our fourth baby. I was about to free birth her just in our living room. We literally had no money. We were about to have 4 children. We were living on Centrelink, which in Australia, that's like our government kind of like benefit. And we were in a 2-bedroom duplex, which was subsidized housing from the government, NAHC. If you're in Australia, you might know what that is, National Affordable Housing Consortium. And even with that subsidized rent, we were still struggling to even pay that rent. We didn't like the local school. We were homeschooling at the time. We wanted to send our kids to like a beautiful, like holistic homeschool co-op or something like that, but we just didn't have the money. We were living in a low socioeconomic area, as you can imagine, like subsidized housing, where all the craziness in the world happened. We literally felt like we had no like-minded people around, but we had no money to make a different choice. Anyway, I was so scared as well to jump into this, but I had this overwhelming knowing that I was meant to do this. Like, it didn't make logical sense and it didn't need to. And I actually quit this business 3 months in because I was wobbling for like those first few months, like really wrestling with my identity of who I thought I was. And Ivy knows. I was like, I'm not doing this. And I literally quit. I messaged all my customers. I messaged my market partners and was like, I'm out, which is hilarious now. And then I started looking into the company, and I'm like an investigator. I'm like the biggest skeptic you will ever meet. I will find the thing wrong. That's like my toxic trait and also my biggest gift, right? And everything checked out. That I could not find one reason to not do this business. Nothing. I couldn't find an issue. I couldn't find something big enough to override that pull that I felt that I knew I needed to do this.
You are not an investigator because you join Monat, you leave Monat, and you join again. Sorry, I hate to break it to you, but if you actually did your research, you wouldn't have joined. As the boss babe investigator that she is, she didn't find a reason big enough to not join Monat. Let me just quickly help you out. Number 1, the income disclosure statement shows that most people don't make money, they lose money. Number 2, the compensation plan is bullcrap, whether it is in Australia or in the United States, because it is essentially the same. They make you jump through so many hoops to make it as difficult as possible for you to hit the higher ranks and also to keep the higher ranks. Number 3, the car program is a trap in itself. Number 4, Monat, being on the market for 9 years now, has lost over 60% of its market partners in a little bit over a year. In the United States alone, Monat is tanking. The market partners are fleeing Monat. Number 5, the products are overpriced. You will spend a lot of money on purchasing these products, and you will also find it hard to sell the products. Number 6, the lawsuits. The lawsuits that they don't like to acknowledge, yes, there are still active lawsuits, others that Monat has settled outside of court. The ridiculous representation of people on social media who have hit the higher ranks. I would be embarrassed to connect my social media and my name to people like this. The ridiculous corporate side. Have you ever seen Stuart McMillan or Ray Urdaneta, the co-founder of the company? Yet again, wouldn't want to connect my social media and my name to people like this. And then last but not least, the FTC says that most people who join multi-level marketing companies, 99.6%, They will not make money, but they will lose money. So it also sounds like a bad business opportunity.
So I've been running my business with Monat for almost 2 years next month. And we now live in Nusa Hinterland in a big, beautiful home where our girls can have their own room, which is what they wanted. They go to a beautiful private school, but next year we are going to be homeschooling again. They wanted to try the school this year, and we had the money to be able to say, hey, let's like send you to the best one that aligns with us. Just like what Ivy said, like we got a big family now. We're a family of 7, and we eat organic food, we eat grass-fed meat. Like we can afford what we need easily. And my bonus check last month, like I remember when Ivy first sent me her bonus check once and was like, this is what's possible. And I was like, is that a month? Because that's what I received in an entire year on Centrelink. And that was like, she's earning so much more than that now. And honestly, so am I. My bonus check last month is the deposit for our land. We're about to buy land, which was like my whole dream, right? Like we want to grow food, we want to homeschool, we want to live on the land, we want to have security that no matter what happens in the world, like we're okay. And like we have that safe hub and learn all those skills. And we're literally about to do that because of this business. So I've got goosebumps now because anyone who even is remotely interested in this, I'm like, if it could give you a fraction of what it has given me, like you have to do it. Like you have to jump in and you have to try, because you're not going to know what this could be for you. I could never have imagined that this was the plan for me, that the community we have and the options for my family. Like I am just so forever grateful to Ivy, to all of our mentors, and to this opportunity, because it is literally insane. And I do this, like Carl's at home as well. He coaches 2 clients a week, and other than that, he's with us. Like we live our life together, we spend our days as we want. It's, yeah, what more can I say? I'm going to pass over to Amanda.
The big bonus checks that they're talking about, without disclaimer, income disclosure statement attached, saying it yet again, those are not the commission checks that they get weekly on a Friday based on the product they sold. The big bonus checks are based on recruitment, the efforts of their teams. And she joined 2 years ago when Monat just launched in Australia. Monat's latest launches were in Australia, then New Zealand afterwards, and now in France. They also launched in Colombia and in Mexico, but they're apparently not open to market partners there, but they opened the market to sell the products. In Australia, she was able to join right after Monat opened. 2 years down the line, the market is likely saturated, like it is in the United States. Ivy had the advantage of joining years ago as well, and she had a huge following on social media. These women have obvious advantages they do not want to speak about. The fact that she was able to apparently recruit a good amount of people over the course of the last 2 years doesn't mean that you will be able to do the same now. After Monat has been live in Australia now for over 2 years, your success will not look like hers. Let's just say it like this. And she is really basing her hopes and also her family's hopes and future on a sustainable income from Monat. That is something that will not happen, because those big bonus checks that she is now using to buy land and that she wants to feed her 5 children and her husband with, they're based on your downline and on your downline's effort. If your downline leaves, just like they're breaking away in a lot of countries at the moment, then you're screwed. There is no financial stability in multi-level marketing, and there is no financial stability even if you hit the higher ranks and even if you have a big team. Because if your team leaves, you're screwed. Then you don't have organic food. Then you don't have the ability to buy land. Then you don't have the ability to buy a house. Then you will have to get back to your normal job. And luckily, it sounds like her husband has an actual job, and she has also learned an actual profession as a midwife. Lots of people who join this, young, bright-eyed, and bushy-tailed, right off of school, stopped doing college for this, they're screwed. They're even worse than she is. But once again, this is not sustainable. So the likelihood of you making money in Monat, they're slim to none. And if you're able to do so, you depend on your downline. And if your downline decides to leave, you will not make money. You're not building your success in an MLM and in Monat on your own efforts and on your own hard work. but on the efforts of other people. And you depend on those people to continue to do what they're doing.
Okay, can you guys hear me? Yes, okay, cool. I'm feeding Sunny right now. So if this, like, you guys, those stories are insane. And that's exactly what I was seeing too when I was thinking about joining. I was, like Ivy said, I was watching Ivy, really, right? Like I was seeing her pay off her debt, all the things. And I didn't doubt that it wasn't possible, right? Like I was like, okay, well, she's an influencer. Like that's what influencers literally get paid to do. They get paid to post about things that they like and make money off of it. And so I was captivated though, because she was showing all of these other women, right? I distinctly remember one of them. She was a college student and she was pre-med. She was finishing up her undergrad and she decided to not pursue medicine. She decided to pursue shampoo. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here? And so to give you guys some background, when I was watching on Instagram, I had no profile picture, no post, no nothing. I think I had like 27 followers. My earliest screenshot of my account, I have 66, and that was like 2 weeks after I joined the company.
How come that they're able to grow their social media so fast? You ask, yes, because you joined the company and then every hun in the company follows your social media. But those are not people you can sell to. Those are people that are already in the company. You cannot sell to them and you cannot recruit them. Ironic that they're always admitting those little snippets here and there. I love it.
But I mean, it's just so funny to me now when people message me and they're like, well, I don't have a following. I'm like, well, I don't either. Still, I just have over 4,000 people that follow me, but I built it, right? I built it. And, you know, kind of like Jess said, on one hand, I kind of made fun of these girls selling shampoo. I was like, wow, really? Like, that's okay, whatever. You do you, whatever you have to do, right? But then on the other hand, I was like, I could never do that because I don't have a following and I don't know how to go live and I don't know how to make a reel and I don't know all these intricacies that I thought were intricate, right? In this business. And so I just kept watching. I kept watching. We're a military family. My oldest is 4, and then I have a 3-year-old and then 15-month-old twins. But when I joined, I only had 2 children and we were selling everything we owned to move into an RV. We were in Southern California. The cost of living was outrageous. Gas was going up, groceries, inflation. You guys know what I'm talking about because you're living it right now, right? And so we were just starting to feel the effects of that. And I just couldn't stop thinking about this opportunity. And there were all these reasons why it wasn't going to work out for me and my family. But I was like, I kept watching. I'm like, if I don't try this, I'll never know. But I kept, again, I didn't join until Ivy and I met at the same park, same day, same time. We start chatting. She flips my hair, right? I'm telling her that we're moving into an RV. I'm kind of like romanticizing it and making it very like cool and nomadic, although it would have been anything but romantic living in an RV with 4 children.
Not having a following on social media is a valid argument and it is not something to brush aside. You have an obvious advantage if you have a social media following, if you are an influencer, if you have a lot of people on Instagram or on TikTok, you can pitch this to. It is an obvious advantage. And this narrative, if you don't have a following, well, I didn't have a following and it paid out. If you pay attention to your social media and you want to build it and you consistently post and you connect with people, of course you will grow your social media. But if somebody starts who literally has no following or hardly any following, you will have to build your social media while you pump money into the Monat system and it won't pay you back. Most people do not have the luxury to spend months and years. There are requirements every single month that you will then have to pay, like the PV, like the personal volume. Just really for starters, minimum requirements. You will have to pump a lot of money into something while you build your social media. Most people do not have the luxury to do that and to pump money into a system that doesn't pay them back. And like she said it, she was able to double her following after she joined Monat. Why? Because the people that do love bombing in Monat followed her as well. So the people that are already your teammates, your sideline sisters, your upline's upline, potentially people from the corporate side. But these are not people that will buy from you. But it looks good on social media. They might blow up your chat when you go on a live. They might leave a comment or a like here or there. But these are not people you can sell to. This is not the audience you want to attract. You want to attract people you can actually pitch the products or the business opportunity to. And then those that are able to actually build a following on social media, to grow their following on social media, if you take a closer look, a lot of them lack what is really essential, and that is engagement. You can have 10,000 followers on Instagram, but if every picture just gets 5 likes and there are only 3 people on your lives when you go live on Instagram, for example, then it shows me that there is something wrong. Then people might not follow you because they love your content. They might not want to engage with you because they know that you will pitch the opportunity and the products to them. Or maybe people buy their following as well to inflate this opportunity. Look what a great social media following I have. Or it is people that are already in the company that you cannot pitch to. Somebody has a lot of followers on a social media platform, but the engagement sucks. And then the followers you have do not really count that much. You still need people who are willing to engage with you.
Thank you. Yes, skincare makeup. Our skincare makeup is so good. Bye. But anyway, you guys, so that was my situation. We didn't have money. I definitely didn't have the time. I had 2 children. My first home birth was put on a credit card. We have military health insurance, which is great if you need a hip replacement or something gnarly. But for holistic healthcare, for home births, especially with certain providers, it's not covered. And so that was put on a credit card that was $7,000. And so that was always in the back of my mind when I was watching these girls. I'm like, if I could just pay for my next home birth in cash, that would be like a major win for our family, because we had tons of debt, $20,000 in credit card debt. We had no savings. We were not buying the best food that we could buy, right? It's really important to my family that we buy grass-fed beef, organic produce, and fruit, and we were not able to do that. And so I honestly got to a point, like literally, you guys, my husband went to go put in the notice for our home so we could move into an RV. We had purchased a truck to pull the trailer, you guys. Like, we were getting so close to doing this. And my husband got this pit in his stomach, and he's like, I can't do it. I was like, I don't want to do it anymore either. I'm going to sell shampoo instead. And he's like, no, you're not. I was like, yes, I am. Yes, I am. And so I put my pack on credit. I made my investment back in 2 weeks. You guys, what other business out there can you spend $200 on and make your investment back that same day, that same week if you want to?
You will not be able to make the money back the same day. The commission checks come on every Friday, and the big bonus payment checks, they come on the 15th of the following month. So you will have to spend $199 at least on the least pricey product pack, and you won't make your money back right away. That is also misleading.
Okay, I've made now over 6 figures in this company. So what's the math on that? My ROI, right? My return on investment. It's better than I could have ever imagined.
The ROI, the return on investment in multi-level marketing companies, is shabby. Okay, the amount of time you have to spend on trying to sell the products, trying to recruit people, purchase a product pack of at least $200. That's not the only expense you will have. You're being enticed to spend a lot of money on a lot of other products because you have to throw hair washing parties. You have to be a product of the product. Now we're coming out with holiday bundles. Get your hand on these before they sell out. You will have to consistently buy products and be up to date with the product palette that Monat offers you. So the return on your investment is going to be really, really bad. If you want a better return of your investment, you're better off if you get a job with a part-time job, minimum wage, then you're making more money than most people in Monat.
So anyway, I found out I was pregnant shortly after. Thanks, Jess. I found out I was pregnant shortly after, and I was so excited because I knew I wanted to expand our family, and it was happening. And I was like, okay, I'm going to pay for this home birth with shampoo money. And my husband's not going to believe me. He's going to think I'm crazy, but I don't care because I saw the vision, you guys. If your spouse or your partner or whoever, your family, if they're doubting you and they're like, I know someone who did that and it didn't work out for them, or they didn't make any money. God did not show the vision to them. Okay. He showed it to you for a reason. So if you do this, come into this and go all in and stay all in, because I promise you it's going to be beyond worth it.
But you cannot promise that. The return on your investment is bad. And if any of these people bothered to add a disclaimer and to show us the income disclosure statement, then I could also show you. But I will just include it here so that you can take a look as I did before. Monat also prohibits its market partners from making those income claims. You can only make realistic claims that are in accordance with the income disclosure statement. Neither has happened so far, and that is really typical yet again. Inflate the opportunity, downplay the risk, and do not show me the reality. Do not show me the income disclosure statement, and do not show me the compensation plan, and explain to me in easy and simple words the minimum requirements I have to fulfill to make some money back. This is yet again very misleading.
So anyway, fast forward to 32 weeks. I find out my home birth is paid for, $8,000, right? My midwife was paid for. That was the goal this whole time, was to pay for my home birth in cash. It was paid for. Now, at 32 weeks, I was measuring like I was 38 weeks pregnant, okay? I went and I got an ultrasound that night because I had declined them from that's, so far. And surprise, I'm having twins. And that's amazing. And I always felt like something was a little bit off, so I wasn't that surprised. But here's the kicker, you guys. I had to hire an OB if I still wanted to have my twins at home. And she wanted to be paid $10,000 by the time I was 36 weeks. So I had 4 weeks to figure out, okay, are we going to spend an extra 10 grand on this birth? Or do I have to transfer to a hospital and potentially, I would have had a C-section, right? Like hospitals just don't allow vaginal twin births. Very, very few of them. So anyway, because my midwife was paid for, we were able to absorb that $10,000 cost. I had my twins at home. I went over my due date. I was so supported. It was the most beautiful birth of my life. And I had so much gratitude, you guys, because I just kept thinking, like, if I didn't do this, or if I didn't say yes when I felt told to say yes, what is it? Then I could have potentially not had the birth of my dreams, right? It was under 2 hours. It was in the water. It was so quick. And then afterwards, right, I was in my bed by midnight, snuggling my 2 newborn babies. Like, it was honestly a dream. And guess what? Here's the best part. 5 months after my 2 babies were born, so I went from 2 children to 4 children, I hit the car rank in the company, okay? 2 months after that, I hit the next rank in the company, right? And so now I'm making a little less than $10,000 a month because I decided to go for it, stay committed, and I didn't care what anyone else thought, but myself, right? I knew what it was going to do for my family. That's why I kept going. Even when people were telling me no, even when people were saying it's not going to work out, I didn't care. I literally shut off all that noise. And now look, right? We're out of credit card debt. We have over $10,000 in savings cash. We have $7,000 in investments, right? We're not living paycheck to paycheck. Talk to any other military family here, right? We have a car in our driveway that's paid for, right? $750 a month. That car payment is covered, you guys. Buy shampoo. So I implore people, look at the best case, the worst case scenario. Hopefully you guys can hear me over Sunny kind of like mumbling and talking. Worst case scenario, you are in the exact same position you are right now, right? And you have a lot of product at a good price. You have 30% off your future orders, okay? Best case scenario, if it does work out, which it will if you apply yourself and you don't quit and you stick with it, you can be out of debt. You can pay for your home birth in cash. You can buy land in Australia. You can bring your husband home from work, from overtime, whatever it is, you guys. I don't know your situation. I don't know what your life is like right now, but I do know that shampoo can be that vehicle to get you to wherever you want to go. And you can bring so many other women on this journey with you and impact them that way, right? Like that's the thing, you guys. The only reason why myself, Jess, and Ivy are making the money we are is because we have brought up the women below us in the company. That's the only way this works, is if people below you make money. So I feel like money attracts people with integrity to the business because you have to want to serve people. You have to want to help people, because if you don't want to help people, this business is not for you and it's not going to work for you. So Ivy, I'll pass it back to you if you want me to add anything else.
Selling shampoo is not a vehicle. It is selling shampoo. You're not running a car dealership. And you're also not doing that. You're pretending that you're selling shampoo, and that's how you're so successful with allegedly $10,000 a month, and you hit the car rank. You wouldn't be able to hit the car rank and be able to make $10,000 a month just from selling the products. You must recruit. If you want to hit the car rank, you must recruit. You are in the recruitment business, not in the shampoo selling business. Yet we are here on an opportunity call where 3 women are trying to do exactly that. Tell us that you can be successful by selling shampoo when they're not even doing that. Trying to reel in women who might want to stay at home with their children as well because they believe they can make a substantial income. And I'm here to tell you that you cannot do that. You can only rise in the ranks in Monat if you recruit. Selling shampoo is a facade. And most people are not able to rise in the ranks because they're not able to recruit enough people. In addition to that, it is also not a sustainable business. Everything that you do in Monat is based on the success of your downline. And if your downline decides to leave, then you do not have an income.
I'll mute myself. Sorry, guys. So good. Amanda, I could literally listen to you tell that story over and over and over again because I'm so proud of you. Guys could see. She's like, no, we're just going to move into an RV. And I'm like, that, you know, knowing what I knew about the business, I'm like, girl, please just sell shampoo. Like, it could change your life, you know? And this is before she even found out she was pregnant, before she was having twins, obviously. But anyways, you guys, something I want to say, first of all, if there's any questions, please put it in the chat because we would be happy to answer that for you. But anyone can do this business. It doesn't matter. We all live different lives, similar in that we're all moms, but like Amanda's on the military base, Jess's husband is home, my husband is home as well. Like things, they're different, but there's a lot of similarities. And it doesn't matter what's going on in your life, you guys can do this too.
She's insinuating here that everybody can do it because Monat is an even playing field, but it is not. Let's not forget, this person was an influencer before with a substantial income. The other person joined Monat in Australia right after its launch. Those are obvious advantages. Just because you join Monat now, you won't have the same success somebody did years down the line or somebody with a substantial following. That is also, yet again, false.
A couple things I want to say. There's no monthly fee, there's no monthly minimum, and there's no monthly order requirement. Get your product pack, you guys. Get it today. I don't know if you saw, but Monat this month is the highest market partner recruitment ever this month. And all those people are either going to join your friend's cousin's sister-in-law or they're going to join you because you joined, right? And they're going to join this team. You guys, our team is on fire. Our team is one of the fastest growing teams in Monat. Jess's team is the fastest growing team in all of Australia. You guys, if you want a team to join, it's ours. If you want to take this serious and make the millions, it's ours.
What a way to create FOMO. If you want this, join this team because we are so successful. If you want to do this, join this month because this month so many people will join. There are no sources whatsoever what she's talking about. If you want to join Monat because we are the best company. If you want to join us now because here we can make millions. There is no proof that that is true. It is just a way to create FOMO, to make people not really think about this opportunity, but to join rather quickly. And according to the compensation plan, yes, there are absolutely minimum requirements. I'll show you the compensation plan right here. See all of those lines? Yes, most of these are monthly sales requirements, down requirements, structure requirements. They are requirements. You're welcome.
The last thing I want to say, first off, both Jess and Amanda have both made, they're in the $100,000 club, okay? Both of them. You guys, both of them didn't want this business. Jess quit twice. Amanda told me no for like 3 months. And then she turned around in the same breath and told me that she only had $800 in her savings account and she had a bunch of debt. And I was like, like my mom heart was just like, I could not, I was so bothered by what she had told me. I was like, I've got to help this girl. I've got to help this girl. And anyways, you guys, we're here to help you, okay? Grab your product pack. I know it's scary, but I promise if you're not selling shampoo 1 month, I'm not calling you. Jess is not calling you. Amanda's not calling you. When Amanda had her babies and had to prioritize her family, I was not calling her being like, why aren't you selling shampoo? When Jess, Jess also had a baby and like she was, focusing on her family, I was not calling her being like, why aren't you selling shampoo right now, Jess? But the thing is, she had put in enough work. Both of them had put in enough work that they were still making checks. Even though they're able to step back and prioritize their family, they were still making checks. They were still able to work from their bed. There is no other place, no other business that you can have big checks. Big checks. Like Jess could have bought, a car cash, maybe 2 cars cash, her down payment for her land. in one monthly check, you guys. We have girls in this business that are $10 million earners, $15 million earners, $5 million earners, and we have $100 million earners, you guys. There's no other company like this and like ours that are using a consumable product.
You don't have $100 million earners. There is the 1 MDC, the 5, the 10, and the 15 MDC, but not the 100 million. Oh, she means $1 million earners. Okay, that could be, but still, those are the tippity top of the people. I think they have like 80 $1 million earners, and then a handful of people in the 5 and the 10 and in the 15 MDC. And those are people who were able to make that amount of money in commission over their time in Monat. And because she mentioned it, Monat at Monat Reunion, September 2023, also opened up the 100K Club. Yes, you heard that correctly. It is a way to award people and to show gratitude to people who have been so successful in Monat. They're not able to get that many $1 million income earners in anymore. That's why they had to open the 100K Club. Just saying, it's ridiculous. And I don't want to shit on their financial achievements, although I actually do, because you're doing that on the backs of other people, and I don't agree with that. To make $100,000 in 2 years, that is not really a success story. You're able to make $50,000 as a regular salary in a regular job, non-pyramid scheme connected job. Excuse me, Monat makes me lose my voice because this buffoonery does get to my voice. My vocal cords are like vibrating. No, we don't want to talk about this. I'm like, I get it. We need to get through this. We need to make sure that the people understand that Monat sucks and is a scam, in my opinion, allegedly.
Does anyone else have questions before we close out this call? Don't be afraid to ask. If you don't want to come off of mute, just put it in the chat. Because I'm sure if you have a question, someone else on this call also has a question. Or any of my girls on this, is there something that you want me to cover?
Why are you lying?
You can ask. Someone else probably has the same
Inflating
question.
the business opportunity.
Okay, no one has any questions.
I don't
pointing
have
out
a
the
question,
risks.
but I want to say thanks. This is my first call I've been on.
Where's the
so
income
I'm
disclosure
excited.
statement?
My first live call I've been on. So
Yeah.
and I think I have a friend on here. So hopefully she's listening.
Yeah, so good. Founder shares, great question. So our founder shares end in New Zealand this month. So you got to get signed up for that. And then once you hit MM, or once your girl in New Zealand hits MM and you're at MM, you guys both get a matching founder share in that area. How do I make my first post to get started? Great question. So just be authentic to where you're at. So one of my first posts that I talked about when I first started, you guys, is I jumped on and I said, you guys, I love this shampoo. I didn't believe that this was real. I didn't believe the products were real, but I do actually love this stuff. And what are you looking for, babe? Oh. They're in the car. I think they fell in between the car seats.
Or that's in the car.
You did? Okay.
So I'm not going to deal with it.
Okay.
When you find them, give them to me, and you can start checking them out with me.
Okay.
I'm not kidding.
Government shutdown, not going to affect us. Yeah. I mean, it can completely change your family's life. Sorry, guys. Hear my husband. I'm in trouble because I lost the car keys. Anyways, you guys just jump in.
That is the Monat opportunity. That could be your life too. You sit on a call, you have to take care of your baby, because that's what the Monat Huns apparently have to do. You can work from your bed when you're giving birth or after you've given birth, and your husband interrupts you while you're working. I don't know about you, but I'd rather go to a physical office or into my office and know very clearly when the work hours are over and then have actual time freedom for the things that are important to me, for my family, for potential children, for whatever I want to do. This doesn't sound like a great opportunity.
Grab your pack. Like I said, we're here to help you. There's no monthly fee, no monthly minimum. Like, where could you be a year from now? Look at Amanda and where she's at in 2 years. Look at Jess where she's at in 2 years' time and what it's done for their family. Completely changed their family's life. But I'm going to jump off of here and handle my little family. But you guys reach out to me if you have any questions. Thanks for joining us, and we're here to help. Bye.
These calls are based on wishes and on dreams and what could be, but not on the things that are actually factual, and they're not based and they're not rooted in reality. And these rags to riches stories we have heard from these three people, they're according to Monat's own documentation, not typical for the company. And I myself, at least I wouldn't want to sign up with somebody for a business opportunity who either lies to me or who is not able to give a fair representation of what this business model actually looks like. There are requirements. You will have to pay a lot more money than just the starter fee. You have an administrative fee that is being renewed after each year. Your upline will entice you to purchase a lot of products, and you have sales and or purchase requirements each and every month if you want to receive commission if you're not able to sell enough products. And then you have requirements over requirements over requirements. This is a huge misrepresentation, yet again, of the actual Monat business opportunity. This will set people up for failure if you don't know in advance what you're getting into. If I think I can just join, I just spent $199 and I'm good to go, and then I realize, oh no, I have to sell this many products, I have to recruit this many people to be able to make that type of money, that already sets me up for failure, and ultimately also the person that recruits me. But then again, you cannot give a fair representation of what Monat actually is, because then most people probably wouldn't join. That's at least what I believe, because then they would be aware, oh, this is such a sketchy, no, I'm like, oh, sorry, the dogs need to be walked. I'm leaving. Sorry, I will get back to you later about this amazing opportunity. I guess that is realistically what is happening here, yet it is a huge misrepresentation. And you're setting people up for failure in the hopes that there might be some runners who are also able to build the business and to contribute to your downline so that you can rise in the ranks and you can keep the upper ranks, etc. And for those people that were able to hit the higher ranks, they're also crumbling. Their teams are also crumbling now because so many people have left. That is why they inflate the opportunity and not really give you a fair representation of the risks that you have to expect when you join Monat. So let's not join Monat. It's a no for me, Monat, for sure. Let's not join multi-level marketing companies in general. Keep the money to ourselves. Open up our actual small businesses, or just enjoy life with that. Enjoy an overpriced coffee from a coffee chain close to you. Do a Target run. Spend money on something you don't need but you want to. Treat yourself. Enjoy time with family and friends, and do not post about it. That would be my suggestion. If you like these types of videos, then please consider subscribing. If you like this specific one, then please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to let me know something, please feel free to do so in the comment section down below. And if you like these types of videos, then hopefully I see you in my next one. Until then, cheers!